Hello,
and welcome to
I've
Got
This.
This is Lewis.
And this is Lauren.
And welcome to our IVF journey.
Hope you're all doing well. Grab yourself a brew and settle down, enjoy.
Get cozy.
Get cozy, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start off. I'll tell you a little bit about us. So we've been together for 12 years.
Yeah.
12
yeah,
years.
about 12.
Yeah, and we've been married for
3 years.
You got it
yeah.
right. 3. Yeah, and we started our trying to conceive journey around about the beginning of 2023. So we're obviously coming to a close of 2025 at the moment. So almost 3 years. And we thought we'd just do a rundown of what to expect if you are trying to go the IVF route. This is specifically for England, because I think it's different in both Scotland and Wales maybe as well. I'm not sure what the rules are, but this is specifically for England and the NHS route. So I've wrote some notes because it's a long one. So I do admit, in the UK, in England, they like you to try naturally for a year first, which I think a year is quite a long time, don't you?
No, definitely, yeah.
I know, like, for a lot of people it does happen within a year, and definitely within 2 years of trying naturally, but we're both quite impatient people, aren't we?
Yeah, especially me.
Yeah, especially you. And, you know, when you wait until the right time, and then the right time comes and it's not happening, and you think, oh god, like maybe I shouldn't have waited until now, I should have got cracking earlier. But you just naturally think it's gonna happen, don't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like that is like what we thought. We thought, oh, you just sort of.
Yeah, like you don't
Do
really
it
get
then.
taught these things. It's like, oh, if you miss one of your pill, that's it, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So I think we'll start off with, so basically around about November 2022 is when we sort of said, right, I'm going to come off the pill now. Yeah. And just get my body into a natural rhythm. Before we like properly. Well, no, we did try.
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
We did, yeah.
But not like regimented. And so I'm trying to think, because it feels like quite a long time ago, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So from sort of saying, right, I'm going to come off the pill, it was about, I don't know, probably about 6 months. And at the 6 months mark, I think it was about 6 months, I'm not very good with dates, I'd been watching YouTube videos, which I found some helpful ones, and they were saying like, oh, use ovulation testing strips. So you ordered some off Amazon for me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we was like, right, okay, like, we're going to find out if I'm actually ovulating. Because we'd never done any tests before. You hadn't tested to see if everything was okay with you, and neither had I.
No, to be fair, I didn't even know you could get the ovulation strips. It was only because you watch the videos and, that's helps you understand it a bit more. And
yeah, I would never have known that you could do that. So after a few months, yeah, probably like, I can't remember however long it was anyway, and we was buying these ovulation test strips, and they're not cheap either. They're not that cheap. I think they're like 25 quid for a pack, and you get about 100 in, or 50. Not sure. You'll have to check that, but they're available on Amazon, the ones that we used. And when I was doing it, you're like, from a week of your period, like basically when you've come off your period, you start testing. Oh, this is what I did anyway. And then you're supposed to see the line getting darker and darker throughout the months. Throughout the days. And then when it's peak ovulation, if you have a normal cycle around about day 14, the line will go really dark, and that's when you're supposed to try. And I was doing these tests and I was like, I'm not even getting a dark line at all, ever. I was thinking, what on earth is wrong? And then sometimes I'd get a little bit of a dark line, but on the app it was saying that, you know, it wasn't like a peak. So that's when I sort of said to you, oh, I don't think this is working. Like, I think maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm not ovulating.
Yeah. Because there'd be a slight difference, but it wasn't like enough to, you know, be clear, obvious that you're ovulating.
Yeah, and like, you don't know, you can't see what's going on inside you. So that is when we booked a doctor's appointment. Well, I booked a doctor's appointment for me. This was around about April, May. I don't know.
I'm rubbish with dates, so.
Either. I've written bits and bobs down on here, so I could probably look through it, but there's absolutely loads that I've written. Yeah. So yeah, around about that sort of a time, I booked a doctor's appointment, and they test you, I think, on day 21. I think it's day 21 of your cycle, and also day 14. I had to go twice. So I think one, they're checking for if you've got the right hormones for ovulation, and then they're checking your progesterone and your estrogen levels, I think. And yeah, that came back abnormal. So then I was like, right, okay, like, I knew we did the right thing going early.
Yeah.
But then we were sort of like, you can't get a referral until you've been trying for a year. So we did tell a little white lie and say that we've been trying for a year, because like we say, we were so impatient. And if there's a clear problem, what's the point in keeping trying if you know that you've got a problem that needs sorting out? So that is when, in about June 2023, that is when we went and got the referral rolling. So I had to have like my blood pressure, my weight and everything done. And then we went to, we won't say which clinic, but a clinic, we got referred to a clinic that is about, would you say about 45 minutes away?
About 45,
yeah. And we have to pay a toll bridge fee and that as well when we go over. And obviously it's petrol there and back each time. And I'm not the most confident driver, so if Lewis is free, I always get him to drive. So yeah, we waited. I wonder if it says in here when our first appointment was. I feel like, right, hang on, I am actually going to have to check, because these dates are going to go way off otherwise, and I want to keep it realistic for if you're wanting to find out how long it actually takes. So first appointment at the clinic, that's helpful. February 2024 was when we first got an appointment. So from about June, when the referral, June 2023 to February 2024 is when we were sort of waiting. So it's quite a while. Quite a while. There's probably like backlog from COVID, etc. And then it was scheduled for a telephone appointment, can you remember?
Yeah, it was a nightmare, wasn't it?
So I I, at the time, was working at a GP surgery, and I specifically said to the receptionist on the phone, please make the consultant aware that I work at a GP surgery. I need you to ring that number, my work number, because I get hardly any signal on my mobile. And Lewis had to be present on the phone call as well.
Yeah.
And you don't always get signal.
No, I mean, I was waiting for the phone call, and they literally rang. It rang about once, maybe twice, and then it hung up. And you know, I was waiting for it as well. So it's, and then they said it was too late. You know, they can't do anything else about it. So
yeah. And I rang Lewis straight away, got him on the phone, and I said, right, I've got Lewis on the phone as well. And there was like, no, sorry, your appointment's cancelled. You'll have to go back on the waiting list. And I was fuming because they rang the doctor's number after my mobile when it went to voicemail. And they said, oh, it was just a doctor's number. I said, I told them that I work at a doctor's surgery and I needed them to ring that number. But there was some confusion. A message either didn't get passed on or got overlooked, which it happens. It happens, I get it. But it was just frustrating to then be told, no, you're off back on the waiting list, when we was both there eagerly like, yes, it's our first appointment. Dead excited after all those months of waiting. And then what was next? Oh yeah, I wrote a complaint in, so that was a good start. Start as we mean to go on. And it was about 2 weeks later, I think it was 2 weeks later, and I said, we'll have it as a face-to-face, because I'm not having this phone call malarkey going on again. So we went there, and they're doing, like, reading the history, and then the lady weighs me. Oh no, she didn't weigh me first, did she? She said, oh, your weight, we can't see you here at this clinic unless you're a certain weight and you're underweight. How frustrating is that? And my doctor had already written a cover letter in the referral to say my weight has been investigated and there's no problems. Like, I've not got an overactive thyroid, I think it is. An overactive thyroid. I haven't got any other issues, problems. Like, that's just how I've always been. Like, I've always had high metabolism, but I haven't actually got any, like, problems. I do suffer with, I think it's IBS. So that probably leads to a little bit of not putting weight on as much as well. And yeah, they point blank was going to refuse to see us after all that waiting, and I was so upset, even though we'd sent the cover letter. And I said, hang on, actually I did start some medication around Christmas time and it has increased my appetite. That's one of the side effects. So I said, let me just get on them scales a minute, because I know I've put weight on, and I was in the right bracket.
Yeah, lucky, wasn't you?
It was so lucky.
Because you know, no matter what you eat normally, you don't really put anything on. No. Well, I don't think you do. And then, you know, it was just lucky that at that point you had, you know, when she was like gonna refuse us. You know.
Like the first time I've actually put some weight on. So we were buzzing. We're like, we are not going. And then from there, let's have a look. Oh yeah, actually, before we actually got to that point, we've missed some. Can you remember what we've missed? You had to go to your GP, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you had to get your semen analysis done.
Yeah.
And they gave you a wrong form to do it on, like an old form.
Yeah, and it was the wrong container as well, wasn't it? It was a lot smaller. So it was like, oh, you know, that's we can't use that one. Even though, you know, to me it's just a container. I don't see why you can't use it, but
yeah, and you have to do it in a certain time, like 45 minutes before,
yeah,
and there was a waiting list for that appointment as well.
yeah.
Was it 3 months? I think it was about
Yeah,
three
yeah, it
months.
was. It was quite a long time. Yeah. Obviously, I had to take time off work to work around it and everything as well. And
Yeah,
but
and then he got there and was like, "Oh no, sorry, we're gonna have to rebook you." And the wait time is now 6 months,
yeah,
and you're gonna have to go to the bottom of the list. And I went, "Absolutely not." Again, I went, "Absolutely not."
you know that I can understand if it was my fault, but it wasn't. So
yeah, it's through no fault of our own. Therefore, we then complained and said, "This isn't on. Like, you need to put us for like a cancellation or something." And they ended up getting you in.
can't remember when.
I feel like it was about 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Because it was just before Christmas time. I can remember that. It was like almost Christmas week.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
I mean, it's better than waiting 6 months. Either way, it was an improvement. So.
Gotcha. And then, but you did have to have another one after that because what was it they found low on yours?
Oh God.
Was it morphology?
I think
The shape of
so.
them?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was.
Or was it the amount?
Could have been both. I don't know, to be honest.
We're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
So you had to repeat it.
They said just to, just make sure it wasn't just the one off. The way to just check it again. So, but obviously I have to have days in between as well. So it's like, what is it, between 3 and 9 days or something like that.
That you have to abstain from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But.
And then luckily I think it came back okay after that, didn't it? Nothing like flagged up after that.
I think they said it was, it was still not
the best.
Not the best, but
not the best, but you could still achieve a pregnancy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they did always say that. They said, there is no reason that we couldn't naturally, but
with your results.
Yeah, with my results, but obviously there's just a few other issues which we'll go through anyway.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a break there. Go for a wee.
Yeah.
Get another brew. Whatever you got to do. I feel like a newsreader with my paperwork here. Right. Anyway, let's get back into it. We've had a little breather. So. When we'd had a first appointment, they then said that they wanted blood tests. I think blood tests from both of us.
Yeah, from both.
We had to have like STD or STI checks, like for chlamydia and stuff, before we could start it.
Yeah.
And then they wanted me to have a high cozy. So a high cozy is where they put a catheter inside your lady parts, and then they flush your fallopian tubes out with a dye, and whilst they're scanning you, they'll be able to see if there's any blockages, because obviously we thought that I wasn't ovulating.
Yeah.
So that would have shown up anything. So I went and had that done I had to go, that wasn't done at the clinic, I had to go to the general hospital for that. Still 45-minute drive. And if you're worried about high cozy, if you've been told that you need one as well, do not worry. I watched YouTube videos and people scared me to death. I thought it was going to be the most horrific, painful thing, and it wasn't. There was a tiny little niggle when they was doing the catheter, hardly anything. I took paracetamol and ibuprofen before I had it done. And honestly, I have a low pain threshold, a really low pain threshold, and I was fine. It was a little bit like getting a smear test done, I'd say, a little bit like that. But yeah, and then after I'd had it done and I was walking back to the car, I just got a bit like period pain, sort of cramps, but that went after about 10 minutes. Surprised. Yeah. So yeah, overall that was positive, and the ladies in there were brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it all day every day, so they're not bothered, and you get used to getting your bits out on this journey. So let me have a look.
So it's a lot easier for guys because
Yeah. You don't have to do a lot for guys.
No,
it's mostly on the women.
Yeah.
So I say, oh yes, I just popped and got a high cozy. It wasn't as simple as that. Like, you have to, so the clinic has to request it at the hospital, and it has to be on a certain day of your period that you ring them. I think it's day 1 of your period you ring and you get it booked in. I got my period on day 1 and rang them, and they said they hadn't received the request from the clinic. So then I rang the clinic and they said the consultant had a problem sending it, and they didn't know how to rectify the problem, so give it a couple of days, try again. So gave it like a day or so, and then I thought, no, I'm ringing again. And then I just kept saying, oh, there's an IT problem. And I'm like, well, I've been told I have to ring on day 1 of my period. Like, it has to be that sort of day, otherwise they'll disregard it and make you ring when it's your next period. So I kept ringing. Honestly, did I ring over 10 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, well over 10 times. It was a right game. Anyway, we got there. I'm just trying to give you a realistic idea of the struggles that we went through. So an already stressful process.
Yeah.
Made a lot worse, definitely. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah. So had the high cozy done, and they said my results came up fine, came up normal, which was good. And then the clinic decided, after accepting the GP referral at the clinic, that unfortunately, because mine and Lewis's GP were separate, Lewis was in one catchment area and I was in a different catchment area, so his doctors would fund IVF but mine wouldn't, and we both had to be at the same thing. Yeah. So I had to go through the process of ringing round doctors saying, are you taking any patients on, like, in his catchment area? Your doctors point blank refused.
Yeah.
They said, no, you're not, you don't live in the catchment area. I said, well, my husband's with you. And it was a no, we're not taking any more patients on from that catchment, and that's that. So I was like, thanks, that's helpful. Brilliant. So I tried a few more, they weren't taken on. And then I tried the one that I'm at the minute, and luckily they were. So it's a little bit closer to our house, isn't it? But still in the catchment area.
Yeah.
Luckily. So yeah. And then I rang the clinic back and said, right, I'm at a different GP now. Can you accept it? And they said, yes, that GP will fund it for you. So, because then we was worried that we was going to get rejected for IVF again.
Yeah, I know.
Bit up and down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, let's have a look. Oh yeah, I had my bloods done and they'd accidentally missed my thyroid off, so then I had to go back for more bloods at the clinic. And then it was at that point that they said, you have to go through trials of letrozole.
Yeah.
And there's lots of weird medication names. So yeah, we got told we had to try letrozole, which I'm not very good with medical terms, but it helps you ovulate. And we got told, I think it was 3 rounds. Did they say 3 or was it 2? We ended up having 2, didn't we?
2, yeah.
I think they maybe told us that you meant to have 3.
Yeah, I can't remember to be fair.
So you take the northisterone, and that makes you come on your period. And then you take your letrozole. And a tip for the letrozole as well, ladies, take it at night. Yeah, definitely take it at night, because when I took it in the day, I felt sick and had some horrible cramps. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I did it twice in the day and I didn't get on with it at all. Took it at night before bed. Must have just slept through the symptoms. Didn't even notice anything. Didn't wake me up or anything. So that'll be a good tip. And then you have to go back for scans. Is it every 2 or 3 days? When they're monitoring the progress of your eggs growing.
Yeah.
So luckily Lewis didn't have to come with me to those appointments, because obviously it's hard getting time out of work. My job was really good, and supported me very well, which I'm grateful for. And so I had to go in for a scan, and they'd measure how the eggs are growing whilst you're on the letrozole. Then you go back about another 2 or 3 days, have another scan, and then go back again. And then they'd be doing like all the ultrasound. So when I say monitoring, it's transvaginally. So they put like a probe through your vagina and they scan. They like move it around inside so that they can get a clearer vision of your ovaries and all the different follicles that are growing. But it's not painful. Don't worry. It's like I say, I've got a low pain threshold. Not painful. I haven't said it's painful either. No, so you know it's not. I know it's different for everybody.
Yeah. And I know that obviously you watch a lot of videos and you made yourself like worried about it all, but you know, at the end of it you was like, oh, it's not as bad as you know, what I thought it'd be. And
exactly.
So
yeah, don't worry about it too much. I know everybody's different, but for me personally, I didn't have any problems. And you have to go for so many of them scans. Like I've lost count of how many of those that I've had now. And you don't have to have like a smear speculum in for anything like that. So after we had the 2 rounds of letrozole, that is when they sort of said, well, yeah, we've got you ovulating fine. Yeah, can't see a problem there. Like, it's looking really promising. They gave us hope, didn't they?
Yeah.
They said everything's looking okay. Go ahead and try.
Yeah.
And nothing happened again. And little did we know, at the next consultant appointment, which was about, I think I've got November 2024 written here.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
November 2024, so last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was going through that. We had a review with the consultant and they said So they said, yeah, the letrozole, you know, you're ovulating, but did anyone tell you you've got a thin womb lining? And I said, no, this has never been mentioned to me before. And they said, oh yeah, like, you wouldn't be able to carry a pregnancy with a womb lining that thin. I think it was like 4 something millimeters. And they said that's not really like viable for a pregnancy. Yeah. Which was, then we was both a bit like, well, why has no one told us that?
Yeah.
Couldn't they have told us a bit sooner on those other scan appointments? I know the people who scan you can't like give results, but I don't know, I would have just liked to have been told before like the few months that we was trying the letrozole, to then be like, oh yeah, by the way, letrozole was pointless because, well, not pointless, but
yeah, you just
like
feel
they
like
got our hopes up.
Yeah, you feel like
we're just gonna get pregnant now.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting somewhere, and it's like, oh yeah, we're nearly sort of there, and then you know you get knocked back again, don't you? But
yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So then we was like, well, what does this mean? Like, how do we sort this problem out now? And yeah, we was a bit like, well, where do we go from here? And he said there's some medication that you can try, but it's, what did he say, like experimental, I think the term he said.
Yeah, he said it had not been like proven that it works necessarily. Oh, there's no evidence.
Yeah, no evidence to support that it will definitely work.
Yeah.
It's like relatively new. So I was thinking, oh, blooming heck. So it was called sildenafil, so that's Viagra, and that was for me to take. And you're probably thinking, why on earth is a woman having to take Viagra? That's weird. So it actually helps to thicken a womb lining. So I had to take Viagra, I had to take a medication called pentoxifylline, and vitamin E, and they're both to support womb lining thickening. And he said, yeah, you're going to try this, and I'm going to send you some forms to sign online for IVF. So we did that, didn't we? Yeah. I mean, logging in was a bit of a game. Like they.
Yeah, the amount of times that
we
did it.
Number was...
Yeah, they muddled the numbers up, didn't they, on the phone number, and we told them, and then it still wasn't coming through, and then it turned out you had to do it first before I could do it, and then
yeah,
because then it sends to me, and it was a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it would send you like a text link, and they'd put Lewis's number in wrong. So then I had to start my bit all over again to get his done.
Yeah.
And you have to actually do modules about IVF before you're allowed to start it, which I didn't know. It took about 2 hours. And you have to like watch a video and answer questions about like the cell and the embryo and how it grows and at what stage of period does this, and about, I think he explained about injections as well, but not like how to give, just like what the injections do.
Yeah.
To like stimulate the follicles and stuff. So yeah, we had to complete all that, and before that I was expecting the email through about it, and I'm quite on it, and by the next day that I hadn't got it, I rang the clinic and spoke to the office staff, and I said like, oh, I've not got this email, and what about this medication, like where are you sending it to? Are you sending it to the general hospital there, or can you send it to a local hospital for me to collect? And they said, oh no, they'll only send it to the general hospital, and then you'll have to arrange delivery from the general hospital to our local one.
Yeah.
For medication in general, like was it the letrozole or northisterone? Something like that. I can't remember, I get all mumbo jumbo about it. And I said, oh, what about this medication? And she said, the person I spoke to said, oh, no, you don't start those 3 medications until you actually start the IVF round, when you're doing the injections and stuff. And I was like, oh, right, okay. Like, I must have got it wrong. You must start it at that time. So I left it because I thought, oh, well, they know best.
Yeah.
And it got to, because that was in the November, and then in the February we had to go in for like final checks, which are like your STD checks again, your blood tests again, your weight, all of that. And then we went in again after that as well.
Yeah.
And it was just like going over the same stuff, like it's just pointless. There's no need for another appointment. And so we've spoken to the consultant a couple of times in between, and then it wasn't until June, when we got to June, and they said, oh, how are you getting on those 3 medications? And I went, what do you mean? Like, how have I been getting on them? I got told you start it when you don't start it straight away. In fact, you start it when you start in the IVF injections, like the actual round. And they went, oh, I'm really sorry, but you were supposed to be on that medication from November until that June for it to have worked. And I was thinking, oh my God, like all that time. So then we got told, obviously, your treatment's delayed now. You're going to have to be on this medication for like 3-4 months before we can do anything.
Because I remember being sat there and it was horrible, wasn't it? Because she sort of went through and she's like, oh, let me just check with, someone else. And we were just both sat there and it was like we didn't know what was going on.
We was both just looking at each other like, what on earth's happening?
And it was a horrible feeling, wasn't it? Because it's like, oh, it's another, like you say, another 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And, it's
just another setback.
Yeah.
Another setback.
When you're getting excited to get to that next stage and then you get knocked back again, but...
Yeah.
I suppose we were kind of used to it at this point because we had that many setbacks, but...
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. We haven't gone through all the petty little ringing this, ringing that, get told this, get told that, this appointment's wrong, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
because there was a lot of back and forth and, a lot of messing around but everyone else might have different experiences to us and, we hope they do have.
We might have just been unlucky.
Yeah.
It might have just been us. I hope so, because I don't want anyone else to go through that. Anyway, I'm just going to take a quick break again and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're back again and we've decided, we've been talking for quite a long time, so we're going to leave it for the next video. So we'll have an update from June 2025 to what we are now, October 25, in real time. Well, obviously not in real time, but...
Yeah, if anyone's got any questions, just, comment and leave anything that, you have to ask and...
if there's anything that you want to find out, because I know we had a lot of questions and I had to watch YouTube videos.
Yeah,
They don't teach you a lot, do they?
Not really, no.
They don't, like inform you. You just go through the process and find out along the way.
Yeah.
So if you could please like the video, press the subscription bell. It's free to do so. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps our channel. Please share with your friends. It's a taboo subject, and we want to get it out there more for more information for people and help and support. And if you are going through any worries or problems with it, go and consult your doctor. There is also a mental health counsellor that they've offered us through the clinic as well, which is good. We've not taken them up on it because we've not particularly needed it, luckily. But yeah, and also, can I just say before we go, do not take any of this advice exact from our video. Always go and consult your own doctor. Yeah, because what might work for us might not work for somebody else. So never take any medical advice from us. Okay, this is just what we're going through.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, subscribe, share, and
we'll see you soon.
See you soon on the next video.